Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Bionicle Story. Today we're going to be continuing from where we left off last time, which was still in the Ignition Saga, but Botar came in, arrested the guy with the golden Brutaka, yeah, quiz next time. He arrested Brutaka and so he took him to the pits, and the Paraka were battling against the fusion that Vezon made of Thok and Vezok, and so he was like they were fighting, and eventually the Vezok Thok hybrid pummels the rest of the Paraka, and then just as when it's about to deliver the final blow, Vezon gets bored and splits the fusioned beings apart again. So now they're just like their original selves. But because of that, the shock from being separated just like renders them unconscious. And just as he's about to, I guess, finish them off himself, that's when the new Toa come in, and they see, six defeated Paraka and one mad Paraka on top of a giant spider. So, they're making small talk, what's going on and stuff, uh, what happened here. Bazon sort of explains what's going on, and they discover that the Toa, that is, they discover that the Mask of Life is on his head, fused, and they have to get it off. So that's easier said than done. There's a battle that's going on. The Toa find out that they can't really win because with every physical strike that's dealt to either Bazon or Fenrak, the spider, they'll just get stronger. So at first they try to do a special like method of attack where they don't directly attack him, they they use their elemental abilities. For example, Kongu makes like a whirlwind that sucks all the air away from Bazon. Mataro brings down the temperature to a freezing, to like freezing levels, and Holly takes away all the moisture away, dehydrating him. So at first, they're actually weakening him and making it easier. However, Fenrak, for some reason, I mean, no one knows this is at first, but he just keeps on tapping his foot against the ground over and over again. And no one gets that until it's too late, and they find out that he's actually trying to make himself stronger again. But once that's done, though, he just completely mops the floor with them. And that seems to be it. There's no really way to beat him until next thing they know, something happens. They try to push him. Well, no, they attack him. He starts to stumble, and all over like a boiling over the lava ring in the chamber. And for some reason, it seems like he intentionally just falls and doesn't even try to save himself. So they think that's it. They think the mask even might be gone, but then they see it floating uh, near the top of the lava, just floating there. So Joller's gonna go over to pick it up, but instead of that happening, they find out it's still attached to Vezon, who comes out of the lava, but not on top of Fenrak, but instead on top of a dragon, or Cardus dragon. Now the good news is that the special ability that they had before, where damage makes them stronger, that's gone. Bad news is Cardus produces energy non-stop, and he can use that just to like blow, like just like to make massive energy blasts. So he'll just continually just go energy blasting from his mouth. Uh, he'll just continuously do that. So that's a bit of a hazard since it's powerful enough just to kill them all in one blast. So eventually they're trying to put everything up against him. It sort of fails, so they have one last resort, and that's a special Zamasphere that Axon gave them earlier. He said they need it. He didn't explain what it did or how it would be useful, He just said they'd need it. How'd he know what was going to happen? So they basically use it, they shoot it at him. Turns out it freezes time. And so then next thing, yeah, actually before that, uh, they actually Holly was Holly, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was Holly. She read the no, it was Kongu because he's the one who has the mask of telepathy. So he actually read the mask of life, thoughts, and it found out how much it despised Vaison and really thought of him as worthless. And so it would rather have Motaro be its guardian than him. And so then he forced those thoughts upon Vaison, who really got angry about that, especially with everything, all things being considered, being sealed away underground for years and stuff. And yeah, pretty much a boring life. Um, Guy was already unstable anyway. So then he's gonna go and try to kill Motoro, and then that's when they fire the Zammer Sphere at him. So that happens, and then Kongu says Motoro should be the one who gets the mask off Vaison. He does that, and it easily comes off. Um, then that's when the Paraka get up, saying that they've actually been awake, but they're not gonna just fight against Vaison. They're not stupid. And so then the Zammersphere effect wears off, time goes back for Vaison and Cardus, or the Cardus Dragon. And the Cardus Dragon fires one last energy blast at Motaro, and it knocks the Mask of Life from his hands, and everyone's getting ready to just run and grab the mask, but instead of falling, the mask just flies and shoots straight out of the chamber. Now, no one understands what's going on. Everyone's just running straight after it. And so as they run up the stairs, there's a message that is slowly being inscribed on the floors. And by the way, there are no more traps. I mean, they're leaving. I guess the traps are for people who are going than for those who are leaving. So, in other words, it's easier to leave than it is to come. But yeah, no traps or anything. But here's what the inscription says. Beware the depths of darkness that wait with chill embrace, for those doomed to dwell within the pits can never leave that place. For one will know your fate if taken by the shadowed sea. Only whispers of the waves will say, Death has at last claimed thee. So yeah, no one saw that coming. And when they reach, and actually the funny thing though is, even though the mask kept on shooting ahead, it seemed to slow down slightly whenever the Toa were sort of starting to lose ground. But then as soon as they got closer, then started speeding up again, as if though it were leading them somewhere. And eventually it takes them to the island coast, and then it just plummets straight into the sea. And that doesn't really look comforting. Now, at first, I mean, oh wow. Holly's gonna go over since she's the toe of water and stuff, and she has the best lungs for the situation. So she goes down there and stuff, but the water gets really dark quickly, really black. And, Mataru, uses his mask, so he can go down to see what's going on. And then he sees that it's starting to get bad and she starts drowning and stuff. So he comes back up to warn everyone, but he doesn't see a figure that's also coming up towards Holly. So by the time he says that, he comes back up to warn everyone. Holly's body floats up, but she's still alive, thank goodness. She was actually saved by a Matoran, and who tells them that they need to save them, the city beneath the sea. Then he dies. Yeah.